Mexico, a nation with a rich history of resilience, stands firm as it faces an array of challenges from its northern neighbor, the United States. Under the leadership of President Claudia Sheinbaum, Mexico is unapologetically asserting its sovereignty and crafting bold new alliances. As tensions rise between the two countries, Sheinbaum is making it clear that Mexico will not be dictated to by any foreign power. Her efforts to reposition Mexico on the global stage signal a dramatic shift in the country's foreign policy, as it seeks to assert itself as an independent and influential global player. In recent months, President Donald Trump has once again targeted Mexico, using it as a pawn in his trade wars and making frequent public threats. From imposing new tariffs on Mexican goods to making unsubstantiated claims about the Mexican government's involvement with criminal organizations, the U.S. administration has become increasingly aggressive toward Mexico. These threats have been used as leverage, with Trump seeking to force Mexico into concessions that favor U.S. interests, such as increased border security measures and economic changes. President Sheinbaum, however, has made it unequivocally clear that Mexico will not bend under these threats. She has consistently stated that Mexico's sovereignty is non-negotiable, and she is prepared to take actions that defend the country's autonomy. For instance, in response to Trump's tariff increases, Sheinbaum immediately ordered retaliatory measures, such as additional tariffs on U.S. products, to show that Mexico is ready to fight back. Sheinbaum's administration also fiercely rejected Trump's accusations that the Mexican government is in any way complicit in drug trafficking. In a national address, Sheinbaum stated that Mexico's efforts to combat drug cartels and violence have been consistent and dedicated. Mexico will not be defined by its enemies, she declared. We will define ourselves through the progress we achieve, the alliances we form, and the respect we command globally. The Mexican president's firm stance has resonated with many citizens and political leaders across the nation. Mexico's refusal to be bullied has inspired a renewed sense of national pride. This moment in history marks a turning point for Mexico, showing that the country will no longer be treated as a subordinate in its relationship with the U.S. If you're finding this discussion insightful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content on economic and political dynamics and international relations. Your support allows us to bring more detailed updates on important topics like this. As relations with the U.S. continue to sour, Mexico has wisely turned to other strategic global players, most notably China. The past year has seen a significant uptick in China-Mexico relations, marked by new trade agreements, infrastructure investments, and cooperation in technology. Mexico's leaders, under Sheinbaum's guidance, have recognized the changing global landscape and the need to diversify the country's alliances to reduce dependency on the United States. President Sheinbaum has actively championed these new partnerships, calling them essential for the future of Mexico. "The world is changing, and so are our priorities," she remarked in a public speech. "Our relationships with China reflect Mexico's commitment to expanding our global reach and securing long-term growth opportunities." With China being one of the world's largest economies, its collaboration with Mexico can be a game-changer in multiple sectors, including manufacturing, clean energy, and technology. One of the most significant areas of cooperation has been in the field of renewable energy. Mexico has long sought to diversify its energy sector, and China, with its expertise in green energy, has become a key partner. The agreements include joint ventures in solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, areas that align with Mexico's goals to transition away from fossil fuels and reduce carbon emissions. Furthermore, China's infrastructure investments, including projects such as railways, ports, and energy development, promise to boost Mexico's economy significantly. These projects not only create jobs but also improve Mexico's position in the global supply chain, enhancing its competitiveness. These deals allow Mexico to strengthen its infrastructure while reducing its reliance on U.S. support, ensuring that the country is not vulnerable to political or economic coercion from its northern neighbor. The agreements signed between Mexico and China cover various sectors, from manufacturing to high-tech industries. One particularly notable area of collaboration is the joint development of the 5G network, which will modernize Mexico's telecommunications infrastructure. This partnership is seen as a vital step for Mexico to increase its technological capabilities and ensure that it can compete globally in the digital age. In addition to the economic benefits, these agreements are politically significant. They represent Mexico's intention to strengthen its position in a multipolar world, where it is no longer solely dependent on the U.S. or any other single nation. By cultivating stronger relationships with China, Mexico is diversifying its political and economic risks, ensuring that it remains flexible and autonomous in a rapidly changing world. This shift is a direct challenge to U.S. hegemony, signaling to the U.S. that Mexico is fully capable of navigating the global landscape on its own terms. The agreements also hold symbolic value. They showcase Mexico's ability to stand up to external pressures and pursue its own interests. As the U.S. continues its confrontational approach, Mexico's expanding ties with China make a powerful statement. Mexico will not be subjugated by the U.S. and will pursue policies that benefit its own people, regardless of external opposition. The escalation of U.S. aggression has prompted an even stronger response from Mexico. President Sheinbaum has repeatedly made it clear that Mexico will not be intimidated by Trump's tactics. Whether it's through tariffs, trade wars, or inflammatory accusations, Mexico is determined to pursue policies that serve its national interests. Mexico is not a pawn to be used in trade wars or political games, Sheinbaum stated forcefully in a recent address. We are a sovereign nation, and we will pursue policies that benefit our people. No one will dictate our future. This message is crystal clear. Mexico is ready to stand on its own, build its own alliances, and chart a future that does not depend on the United States. Mexico's government has stressed that it is open to fair and respectful engagement with the U.S. However, it has also made it clear that any cooperation will only be based on mutual respect and benefit. Mexico will not tolerate policies that undermine its sovereignty or attempt to bully the nation into submission. The country's assertiveness is not only a defense of its people, but also a statement of Mexico's place in the world. The future of Mexico is in its own hands, and under President Claudia Sheinbaum's leadership, the country is embracing a new era of sovereignty, independence, and resilience. Mexico's efforts to diversify its alliances and reduce its dependence on the U.S. mark a turning point in the nation's foreign policy. Through its growing relationship with China and other global powers, Mexico is positioning itself as a force to be reckoned with on the world stage. President Sheinbaum's unwavering stance against U.S. threats, combined with her commitment to creating a prosperous and independent future for Mexico, makes it clear that Mexico will no longer be subjugated to outside pressures. The country is poised to thrive in a multipolar world, where its sovereignty and strategic decisions will shape its destiny. In early 2025, the U.S. imposed 25% tariffs on Canadian imports, citing concerns over issues such as illegal immigration and the opioid crisis. In retaliation, Canada announced a 25% tariff on $30 billion worth of U.S. goods, with plans to escalate this measure further in the coming weeks. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau made it clear that Canada would not back down in the face of what he described as unjust economic pressures, emphasizing the country's commitment to protecting its economic sovereignty. Former Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland condemned the U.S. tariffs, calling them economic warfare against a close ally. She warned that the tariffs would have a detrimental impact on both U.S. and Canadian industries, especially in sectors like automotive manufacturing, where supply chains are closely intertwined. The economic repercussions are already being felt, with potential job losses and higher consumer prices predicted for both countries. Despite the ongoing conflict, both Canada and Mexico have expressed a preference for dialogue, rather than prolonged confrontation. Leaders in both countries hope to address these issues through negotiation and mutual cooperation, stressing the importance of maintaining healthy trade relations and regional stability in North America. The situation remains tense, but the hope is that cooler heads will prevail in the coming months to prevent further economic disruptions. Thank you for watching this deep dive into Mexico's political landscape. If you found this video informative and engaging, please like and subscribe to our channel for more updates. Your support helps us continue delivering important insights into global politics. Stay tuned for more.